put your little GM hat on for a second. You're GM of Washington right now as we speak. I got the GM of the Washington Commanders on Lake Lewis. First point of attack right here. You need a quarterback. You know, Daniel Jones is trying to get that bag in the offseason for what he's doing right now with the Giants. Is that you said it a couple weeks ago. The quarterback's not on the roster right now with Washington. Would you look at a guy like Daniel Jones?
I mean, if he were available and it was something I could pull off, absolutely. I think the Giants 100%
agree
retain him. They would be foolish not to. The only guy that's going to be available that I think has a legitimate chance to be available that you just have to take a look at. I don't care if it's just here; it's every team in the league that needs a quarterback. That's Lamar Jackson. That's it. And look, I've said this before. $45 million to Lamar Jackson when you just paid $32 million to Carson Wentz, and now you don't even take a hit on your cap for next year. Oh, I'm gonna pony up $13 million more for Lamar Jackson if I have to.
I'm starting to think though that, and you know where I'm going with this, the league's kind of figured out Lamar Jackson.
I don't think so. I don't. I think Baltimore hasn't figured out how to surround Lamar Jackson with adequate weapons because Mark Andrews is it. Your backs are both hurt always, you know, and J.K. Dobbins. And you know, you look at what they're doing there. Listen, he's been out, 6-7 games now?
Yeah, he's missed a boatload of games. That's another thing. His style of play, the injuries, he's played 12 games.
And I don't want to throw him out there like that and say, well, could he come back? But, you know, you kind of proven a point now by saying, look, I'm not playing, I'm hurt, and look at what's happening. It's different. It just hits hard.
Yeah, no, I get it. You know, I get it. Right down 95. I get all that. I
mean, you asked me if I was a GM, that would be my pitch. You don't have to sell your house. Your mom doesn't have to leave the house.
Yeah, it's I got you.
15-minute drive.
Yeah. No, listen, and I appreciate the transparency. I in the beginning of the year, I would have said yes, but I've watched how it's transpired now. And you talk. I don't know if we're seeing it. Look, we're seeing it right now with the Philadelphia Eagles and Jalen Hurts. Like, it's not sustainable. I'm sorry. This style of play, the scrambling, the running, the taking the hits. I got nervous last week with Daniel Jones, and he's already rushed for over 100, 700 yards, which is unheard of in a Giant uniform.
But think about this, Q. Daniel Jones, you just said it yourself a few minutes ago. Who were his weapons on the outside?
I get it. I understand.
So these guys are running for their lives because literally they have no one to throw the ball to. If you look at Jalen Hurts, I mean, his injury wasn't just because he was running. I mean, it was an injury. Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But he's standing in the pocket, going deep, throwing over the middle. I think that what you're seeing with Jalen Hurts is exactly the way that these mobile quarterbacks should be used. If the play is there for you to make it with your legs, you make it as the last resort, not the first option. And I think with Daniel Jones sometimes, and especially with Lamar Jackson, they don't have a choice, man.
Yeah, they pull the ball down and they tape. Okay, so is Lamar 2019? Is that the Lamar you're paying?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the 2019 Lamar, think about this, he walks into Washington.
Yeah.
You have Robinson and Gibson as your backs. Yeah. You're going to get J.D. McKissick back, who's a big part of their offense before. And now on your outside, you're going to have McLaurin, a Pro Bowler, Curtis Samuels, Jahan Dotson. Those are more weapons. And then on top of that, you have a guy next year that'll be a year more healthy and